Hi guys, welcome to another 10 Facts. With its reboot looming, I thought this was the perfect time to take a look at id Software's hugely influential title, Doom. Doom was created by the four id Software founders, programmers John Carmack and John Romero, game designer Tom Hall, and artist Adrian Carmack, no relation to John. id Software is commonly mispronounced as ID Software, but is in fact spelt in the lowercase, as in the ego and the id. You know, as in Sigmund Freud, as in Freudian slip, where you mean one thing but say your mother. Doom's development started in 1992 when John Carmack created his new engine, the Doom engine, and was released in 1993 with a sequel, Doom 2 Hell on Earth, following a year later. Doom is cited as being the key factor in the success of the first-person shooter genre, which is now one of the most popular. Doom has seen many ports and sequels, and has transitioned to other media, including a film adaptation in 2005, but for the purposes of this video I'll be primarily looking at the 1993 original. So I know you guys have played Doom at some point in your lives, but let's see if you knew these 10 facts. The game's name came from a Tom Cruise quote. John Carmack has said that Doom's title was inspired by a scene in The Colour of Money, wherein Cruise's character produces his custom cue case at a pool hall.
What you got in there? In here? Doom.
Carmack said that this scene, and the carnage that followed, was how he viewed id Software springing the game on the industry. Other titles were considered before the name Doom was chosen, including the quite frankly ridiculous Attack of the Attackers. Doom was originally free, well, sort of. The game consisted of 3 episodes, the first of which, Knee Deep in the Dead, was released as shareware and was therefore free. Those wishing to continue with the game could purchase the remaining 2 episodes. This led to many players falsely claiming that they had beaten Doom, when in reality they'd only completed the first episode. Doom was an instant hit, so much that it immediately began to jam networks at both universities and businesses, causing many to ban the playing of Doom full stop. Even id Software saw Doom as a productivity drain. id CEO Jay Wilbur was quoted saying, "We've had to have conversations with some of our people, projects weren't getting done." During its conception, Doom's producers viewed the game as Aliens meets Evil Dead 2. The design team even included chainsaws and shotguns as weapons, as wielded by Evil Dead's Ash. It's estimated that in 1995, Doom was installed on more computers than Windows 95. Considering the multi-million-dollar advertising budget of Windows 95, this is pretty incredible. Doom was so popular that Bill Gates even considered buying id Software. Instead, Microsoft developed a Windows 95 port of Doom with the intention of promoting the operating system as a gaming platform. The person who led this development team was none other than Valve founder Gabe Newell. One Windows 95 promo even had Bill Gates superimposed into the game. After developing sketches, the artists actually built sculptures of Doom Guy and several of the game's enemies. Designers then used a video camera to capture these models from various angles before scanning and animating the images and then editing them in John Carmack's Doom engine. Doom was so revolutionary that other games in the genre were known as Doom clones, right up until 1998 when it was replaced with first-person shooter. Doom's music was heavily influenced by metal bands such as Slayer, Metallica, Pantera and many others. The game's levels also pay homage to bands of that era, with names like House of Pain, Nirvana, Genesis and Slayer. Many of Doom's sound effects were from a popular stock sound effects gallery which was licensed out to many filmmakers and so have appeared in countless films and television shows. Perhaps the most widely used is the sound of the Doom doors, which have been used again and again. The sound effect has appeared in many video games, including the Resident Evil and Zelda series, in even more films and television shows, including Doctor Who, Babylon 5, Stargate SG-1, Ghost in the Shell, Event Horizon, Rugrats, and many more. Two particularly interesting uses are in Buffy the Vampire Slayer as the sound of a vampire, Luke, disintegrating after being staked, and in the recent Star Wars film The Force Awakens as the sound Rey's speeder makes as it's cooling down. The game's protagonist had no actual name until 1995. The developers didn't give the Space Marine a name because John Romero believed that this gave the game an increased sense of immersion. It wasn't until the release of the first Doom series novel, Knee Deep in the Dead, that he gained the name of Flynn Fly Taggart. Doom 2's final map, entitled Icon of Sin, contains an Easter egg of John Romero's head impaled on a pole. When battling the final boss, sometimes also known as the Icon of Sin, the player must shoot the rocket launcher into a hole in the monster's head. Within this hole lies the target that must be hit, Romero's severed head. It's located in a room that's unreachable by conventional means, so the only way to actually see it is to use the id clip cheat code to reach the area behind the final boss's face. So there we go guys, that's my 10 Doom facts. Let me know in the comments, did you know all of them or find any of them particularly interesting? And as always, I welcome any suggestions for future facts videos. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Cheers!